Welcome back to All the Crackers in the Box. Hi, it's me, your friend Corey. A whole new day. All right. So, on the last installment, took out all my problematics. I seem to be having a bit of an issue with my crochet. I seem to be struggling, and that's okay. That's okay. We're going to roll with the punches, and we're just going to keep going forward. And we are going to make sure that I get this done properly and it's going to look fantastic. I'm very, very confident about that because I'm not going to allow myself to just skimp over little mistakes that I don't want. Anyways, glad you're here today and almost restarting my tapestry. Yay! Alright, so there's a cold going around in my household right now. The tiniest one has the cold. The middle one just picked it up. So I may be a little bit stuffed up. Sorry about that if that's the case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, so what I'm doing here, obviously as I jump right into stitching, I'm going by 10. The graph on this particular program gives me graphs of squares of 10 by 10 because this is where the color comes in, and because it's like in the middle of my 93 stitches, we got 51, 52 are orange. I'm gonna have to add a color in, and with this yellow where I have drawn the red through, I figured out when I was taking it apart, I had tucked this behind the stitch, and for some reason it ended up loose and ended up being very visible. Only one of the only spots that happened. I'm not sure how I did it, but somehow I did. So that's why we got to go all the way back, and I'm going to make sure that I'm not doing that again. Plus, it's not helping. I'm having a bad eye day. So 10 take away 2 is 8. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and you can see I have 2 red balls. So what I'm going to do was, this was what was left over. Pretty sure these are the exact same color. Yep, same yarn. So what I'm going to do after I put this little bit of orange in, got to find a little orange ball. I got a few of those kicking around. I wanted, in my bag here. We're just going to throw that in the middle. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to put the red on that side, and then we're just going to go roughly about the middle, right? We're roughly about middle. If it's 93, that's roughly about close enough that I'm not even going to bother with making it into a big deal. Plus this ball is slightly bigger, so then I'll just go back and forth, and I can always roll them together because they're probably just going to end up in a scrap yarn ball. Yes, I have gotten enough sleep this time. I had a glorious night of sleep. I'm so happy. I'm so rested, and I'm in such a good mood about it. Even though everybody's in the household's starting to become sick, I can survive because I got enough sleep to take care of what needs to be taken care of. So there's one beautiful orange added in. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, I like that. 1 and 2. So I will mention again that this program that I'm using here is no longer available. I bought it a good 10 years ago, and because I bought it, I can find it through my account, but I can't find it on the Google Play Store, so I don't think it's available. So I am looking at other programs to suggest that might work for the same application as I use it for. There we go. Which is graphs. It is the one I'm looking at the most with the best ratings is done by a crochet artist. So that gives me hope that it's going to be good. Because of course, they're not all equal. Some of them, there's a couple that I came across that looked like they'd be super decent, and then it turned out, oh, you have to pay $7 to even make your own graph. And I found that to be a little bit too much. You can buy all sorts of wonderful patterns for way cheaper than that. Anyways, so we got 8 here, but I think it's going to be at 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're going to leave that open, and we're going to have to add some more orange. Exciting. So we do an orange, red, orange. And I'm just trying to take it one row at a time and go from there. Okay, so we're just going to give ourselves a nice little slip stitch. Around the fingers we go. Give this a good boop. Yeah, that's going to go real nice, isn't it? Pardon me. There's my first one of the whole video. Okay, so we are going to have to carry the red through this orange. This isn't going to be as bad, but what I had done is I carried the red through like 8 or 9 stitches. I was hoping it was going to work, and I'm not going to be doing that again. That's for sure not that way anyway. So we're going to go down, and we want to put our tail with this. Okay, we're going to add that. Wrap that around. Okay, and then pull on through. Put that to the front. There we go. And then we're going to wrap around the 2. Put that one to the front. And we're going to pull through this nice orange for one more. Oh, don't split the yarn. Oh, sorry. Can't even see what I'm doing there. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, and we'll put through the orange. So we got an orange, red, orange. You got to put that to the front when you do your wrap to pull through, or else you end up with it just being weird. That's the best way I can describe it. So let's do that. And that is orange, and that one is there. Now we're right back to reds. Alright, had to wipe my face off. I'm going to change my view. Alright, so we have another 10 red. So I can tuck this if I feel like it. I usually feel like it because I don't like having too much ends to work with. I'll tuck it. And then I will put the rest of it on the next row. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Looking pretty fiery over here. Fiery sunsets. Love it. I actually really think I like Tapestry a lot. I've already got a few things that I really want to make, so there will be more tapestry coming up because it's fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, beautiful. And I am working with a 4.0 millimeter. Could not think of the word millimeter. Wow, my brain isn't fully functional, but I'm getting there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, so I should have 10 left. So this pattern is 93 stitches by about 90 or so rows. So 93 by 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I also have to make bucket hats for the menfolk in my house. We seem to be, as a family, having a big problem with a few of us being all of a sudden unable to be out in the sun. Heat rashes and stuff like that. Like, my son's got this terrible case of hives, and it seems like every time he goes out and it's sunny, his neck just flares up, becomes itchy, the hives become too much, and we're starting to wonder if maybe it is actually the sun, or the sun's just making this allergic reaction he's having to something worse. Poor guy, he is just, it's puffing out, it's so red. I gave him an ice pack on top of his topical creams and stuff last night to hopefully help bring down some of the anger in his neck, because it was fairly hot yesterday. Today is my kind of weather. It is beautiful, rainy and cool, the way I like it. Windows wide open, I'm loving it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we're on my inside on our way back to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Also, side note, on my knitting, I did a couple rows in the dark this morning, and I am actually back to where I took it all apart, so super excited about that, which means I can move forward now. And it's knitting up the way it should. It's nice and neat. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 spots that probably could have been a bit tighter, but nothing to worry about. So that's super exciting. So we have another 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm feeling like I'm going to end up working on this quite a bit to get myself caught up. All right, so you can't really see it in your view, but there are 2 oranges. Yeah, it looks like there's a bunch of orange there. So I'm going to do my 8, and then we're going to start looking at our oranges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. So we're going to pop you back here, and we're going to carry this orange over. So we're going to wrap you there. Which orange are you? You're this one. Okay, let's try not to tangle this. I'm doing it all loosey-goosey. Usually I leave it in my bag to make it a little less noticeable how crazy it gets. And we're just going to go like that. Give you a little tighten. And now we're going to make sure that I keep this bit in there. And we're going to wrap you on the next row. So we're going to go like that. 1 and 2. Okay. So we'll mark that off before I forget. And then I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's a problem. Okay. No, that's not too bad. We'll just pull that red through. So I can pull this red through because it's only going to hit a couple of these. This isn't going to be as bad. I shouldn't have finished that. And I don't want that poking out the front. So we're going to push you back there. We're going to poke you there. Okay, so that's not the worst. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and then we have 4. Okay, so we're going to pull you all the way up to here. Okay, make sure we have a little bit of, there we go. We don't want it too tight, because if it's too tight, you'll get a weird bow in it. Oh, goodness. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're on to orange. And we're going to have to carry that red back through the oranges. So we're going to go here now. Okay. And now we have 1 orange. And we're just going to run it through here. 1 gorgeous orange. Give that a little tug so it's nice and tight. See how lovely that looks. I am going to push these little ends back through here. I can do that with this. Or even just any needle I can find. It'll be fine. That's just an end. Or I could just cut it off. Whatever I prefer. See how this one's poking out a little too? We'll pull that through. Anyways, thank you for joining me today at All the Crackers on the Box. I think I'm off to a good start and getting this tickety-booed. And I'll let you see how it goes very, very soon. Anyways, thanks for joining me here at All the Crackers in the Box, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.